Tim Cowlishaw may bring this up on Around the Horn the next time he's on. He's Dallas Morning News columnist. All right, Timmy, where are we headed with the automated strike zone? Are you on my lawn or off my lawn?
I would be on your lawn with that. I don't know if you're aware, I'm a big tennis guy. We don't get to talk a lot of tennis on these national sports programs we do because of the lack of American interest in the great game. But certainly what Hawkeye has done for that sport, I think it might be time. Try that a little bit in baseball. Get this game moving a little bit.
Does it take away part of the entertainment?
No, I mean, it shouldn't. I mean, should a bad strike zone really be part of the entertainment? Should wondering what the hell Eric Gregg was looking at when Greg Maddux was on the mound, should that really be part of our baseball history? I don't think so.
But why would we accept that? Why did we accept that Eric Gregg's strike zone was different than Harry Wendelstedt? And we found that there was charm in that.
And we found for years there was. I mean, it was absolutely a different National League strike zone from an American League strike zone.
That's crazy.
And National League umpires could take their jackets off on a hot day, and American League umpires could not. If you go back into the '60s, I mean, there were all kinds of insane things. I mean, we should do a book on the insane things we used to accept. One of them being, as I transitioned to the NFL, the 14-game regular season with 6 preseason games. What were we thinking then?
We weren't thinking, or at least nobody remembers that it was even the case. I brought it up earlier that we had 6 preseason games, and none of my guys had ever heard of that before. You know, it's right. Because preseason games weren't that important back then.
Right, but they did it into the 70s. I was talking about Danny White about it Saturday night, and he said we played 6, and as starters we played a lot.
Is your phone? You got a good connection here?
I'm okay.
Okay.
Is it not good for you?
Yeah, it sounded like popcorn there, but now I think you're back there. All right, so Jerry Jones is proposing 18-game schedule. He said that he brought this up the last time around. I know we got a few more years with this this collective bargaining agreement, but Jerry usually gets what Jerry wants. What will be the negatives that will be proposed that we won't have 18 games and 2 preseason games?
I mean, as a salesman, he usually does, and that's why I wouldn't count him out. I think it's a long shot. I think in this era of concussion talk, CTE talk, game safety, it's going to be a hard sell. I originally was just writing about just how bad these preseason games are and how everyone has gone towards the direction of the Rams. They're just not playing starters almost at all. Rams didn't play them at all. But, I don't know about his idea that concussions and the preseason, the money part.
Wait a minute, hold on. Fritzy was busy with his robotic voice. He didn't follow up with Tim's phone connection.
It's the robots getting revenge on us for making fun of their voices.
Technology.
Yeah.
Paying Fritzy back.
Yeah.
Or is it proving Todd's point?
Cellular.
That it's not ideal. It's not 100%.
All right, Fritzy's going to troubleshoot this year.
Can you count to 10?
I know. He does his best with all these guests where he'll go, count to 10. And then they'll count to 10. And then go, okay, are you going to stand still? Are you going to stand right there? Can you do it from a landline?
See, the problem is that he probably is doing it from a landline, but it's an internet connection on the landline.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, like voice over IP.
I don't know.
Everybody gets their landline through their internet connection. So if there's a bunch of people on a computer or something like that, it's going to do that.
Who has a house phone here?
I do. I don't think it's plugged in, though.
Okay. Well, then, I don't think you have a house phone.
No, I do.
But it's not plugged in.
No, because it's the only reason that we keep it is because if you remember the playwright Arthur Miller, it's his old phone number. So I've kept it for 10 years.
Oh, okay.
And we occasionally get calls from his family members.
Do you have Paulie, do you have a landline?
No, not in by 6 years.
Fritzy, do you have a landline?
I do.
McLevin?
Nope.
Yeah, I do. People are always amazed when they go, oh, gosh, you got one of those wall telephones. I think we've used it like I don't know. Oh, an alarm company calls or something like that, then you might do it with that. Tim Cowlishaw is back with a better phone line, I believe. Tim, are you there?
Well, I hope I have a better phone line. And I was remiss in not saying that green sweatshirt really pops today for you.
You like it?
It's really a good look for you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Pops, that's a TV term.
What size do you wear? I'll be more than happy to send you one.
I'm a large. I lost a little weight, so I'm a large. I'm not an XL anymore.
Are you sure you're a large?
Well, I went to Nick and Sam's a couple nights ago. I might be an extra large, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
And I'm going to envision you wearing this on Around the Horn. Is that kind of reading into this?
Have a DP logo or something that I could show off?
Yeah, a very small one.
I am on today. I don't want to digress too much, but I thought maybe your fellas could pick the winner. It's me, Woody, Jackie, and Ramona.
Ooh.
Who you got?
Yeah, Paul.
You got to watch out for Shelburne during the NBA season. That's her wheelhouse.
Yeah.
Right, but this is August, so I don't know.
Well, you guys still squeeze a LeBron topic in there.
They will find a way.
Right? Somehow your guys are like Skip Bayless. Somehow you'll get a LeBron topic there. Tom Brady will be on there. What else is going to be on there? Des Bryant hasn't found a new team yet. Right? Stop me.
Are you laying out the show today? Have you talked to Aaron Sullivan?
No, I have not talked to anybody. I have not talked to anybody there. Who do I think's going? I think Jackie McMullen's going to bring home the title today.
She's probably a slight favorite.
Yeah.
Very tough.
I'm going to check. Paulie, check Vegas odds on Around the Horn today.
Checking.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So I don't know where we were, but Jerry Jones gets what Jerry Jones wants.
Right. The 18-game thing. And here's what I think. I think there's a lot of merit to an 18-game schedule. There's no merit in it for superstars who wouldn't need the extra money, and they're the ones who'd be outspoken about we're not going to play extra games.
Yeah.
But the rank and file, the guys whose careers last 4 years, you tell them, do you want an extra 15% on your paycheck for the time that you play, and the risk is you're going to play 2 more games? They'd say, hell yes, if they had a real voice. So, I don't know. The other thing I would say, Jerry Jones can't be the guy to probably sell it unless the climate – we're talking about 2020. So we're talking 2 years when they're fighting over a new CBA. I don't think Jerry in his current – situation towards the players, he could be the guy to argue it. Somebody else will have to argue it this time for the owners. But I think these games are just hideous, and that's not breaking news. But they're not playing anybody even in the third week anymore. Aaron Rodgers didn't play.
Yeah.
I mean, all kinds of starters don't play anymore.
No, the Rams didn't, have Jared Goff or Todd Gurley in there. So
never sniffs the field.
Yeah. I don't blame them. If the coach thinks that you're ready, or when you're ready, then fine. But I don't think that you should be putting these guys out there in the preseason just because you're charging regular season ticket prices.
Right. So why are you playing for these? Just because historically you've had a whole bunch of these. It just seems like outdated.
What's the expectation level for the Cowboys this year?
I think it's all over the map. I think the news lately has been bad. The loss of Travis Frederick, nobody has any idea when to guess with an autoimmune disease. He might be back in week 3, and he might be back in December. But if that's the only offensive lineman you lose, then I think they still have a terrific offensive line. Randy Gregory had a big game. Then there were rumors about Randy Gregory being in trouble again, and they were just rumors for all we could tell. That's always going to be there. I think the defense is really good, but I think everybody in the NFC East, I don't think I think they're all closer to each other than they usually are. I think the whole division is somewhere between 10-6 and 7-9.
I also we had a poll question earlier. If I gave you Manu Ginobili's career or Carmelo's career, Chris Paul's career, or Russell Westbrook's career, whose career would you take, Manu's or one of the other 3?
Yeah, that's hard. I'm a big Ginobili fan. I always have been, and I think there was a time he was never better than Tim Duncan, but there was one playoff year, and I can't remember which one of the titles, 07 maybe, where I think he was the most important player on the team, if that's possible, at least for a brief amount of time. And to win all those titles and to have the man, I would take him way beyond Carmelo. Carmelo's whole career has been about money and happiness, and it's just been one trip to a conference finals. Chris Paul, Westbrook, there's too much left for Westbrook's career. But I would take Ginobili over Chris Paul or Anthony. Not saying he's a better player, but I would take that career with all those championships and be defined that way. I'd be fine with that.
Yeah, and I tell people it's not the NBA, it's the Basketball Hall of Fame. When they go, well, he's been a great Olympian. A lot of these guys, their careers have to do with college or international play as well. And I think the beauty of it is that he embraced being a sixth man. People talk about Tim Duncan being the Spurs way. I think Ginobili was more of the San Antonio Spurs way than Tim Duncan was, because he had to embrace it, be a team player, and he's a star in his country. But with the Spurs, he was willing to be a role player.
Right. He was like if the Beatles had lasted longer and George Harrison had been fine, to just be George, let Paul and John get all the credit, knowing he could go solo. And even though he had a brief solo career, he was highly respected.
So
he was highly respected by Eric Clapton and all the rest.
Let me recap the comparison. Manu Ginobili is the George Harrison of the Spurs or of the NBA?
Okay, I may not have completely thought this out. No, of the Spurs. The Spurs.
But I like it.
Really have.
I like
Tim Duncan and Popovich. Tim Duncan and Popovich would be Paul and John.
All right.
And you decide which
who's
one is
Ringo?
more important. Tony Parker.
Tony Parker is Ringo?
There you
no, that's mean to
Loved
Tony.
by the crowd. No, that's probably not right. Give it to Bruce Bowen if you want.
Bruce Bowen is Ringo. Who's Pete Best? Never mind. All right. Good luck.
Oh, wow.
No, never mind. Don't worry about it. Good luck today on Around the Horn. We're going to send you some DP Show swag. And
God, I will wear it around town at the very least. You know that.
Well, I see what Clinton Yates wears, so you should be able to sport a Dan Patrick sweatshirt there.
Good point.
Right?
Good point. I mean, it's thought of that. Yes. Excellent point.
I'll wear a Around the Horn shirt.
Do you have one?
No, do you? Do they have any?
I have Around the Horn hats. I probably have an Around the Horn shirt tucked away in the closet I can look for.
Well, how about the show sends me one? I'd like a new one, Tim.
This one hasn't been worn. It might be 8 years old. It's been up in the closet.
No, because then it'll be a double XL.
You want a new? Yeah, you want a new one. You need a new one.
Yeah, but
let me. I know some people. Let me talk to you.
Yeah, see if they can do that. I'll fly the colors on here.
Okay.
All right. Good luck today.
I like that.
Good luck today, Tim.
Okay.
All right. That's Tim Cowlishaw, Dallas Morning News and Round the Horn contributor.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV or download the Dan Patrick Show app.